Hi everyone, happy Friday. Good morning or good afternoon from wherever you are joining us. I was just thinking this morning that here in Vancouver, we're feeling just a touch of fall in the air. It's a little bit crisp. It's starting to have a little bit of darkness and a little bit of chill in the morning, which is perfect because today we are going to be talking about products that help us transition from the summer to the fall. So I'm a really big fan of the summer and I'm hanging on to the bitter end, but today I'm super excited to chat with you about some of the products that you can use to sort of transition your wellness routines as we move from the summertime into the fall. My name is Kristin. I am the National Educator here at Sage. Love having the opportunity to chat product with you. I'm bringing a really cool assortment to our session here today. A lot of fun products that you can think about different formats and different ways that you would consider using them, both at home and out of the home. So the first product that I'm talking about today, I'm thrilled, I'm so excited. This is called Be Well Buddies. So I'm going to show you the little kit bag here. Be Well Buddies is a limited edition kit. We've just launched this, I'd say, within the last month. And this is a kit that's really special for a few reasons. So number one, this is designed specifically for our little ones. So we created a product kit for children, and it includes two really versatile, really awesome products that I'm excited to share with you today. Before we look at the products themselves, I want to show you a couple of fun things about the bag. So I'll show it to you again up close and personal. I'll say it's very, very cute. It's in-house designed with some really fun little plant puns. And over here, you'll notice our logo, our I used to be a water bottle. So again, just in line with our sustainability mission for recycled fabrics wherever possible. It's got a little zipper enclosure here. And then this is the last cool piece I'll show you is it actually has this snap enclosure. So that's fantastic for just connecting onto a backpack or anywhere that you want to just sort of hook onto your child's belongings so they can take it with them. Let's have a look at the two products inside. So first off, there's this great little information card here that will just give you instructions about how to use both of the products, so you can always hang on to that. And the first product we're going to look at, it's this one here. This product is called Kid Chest Comfort, and right on the front it says Soothing Rosalina Blend. So I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what Rosalina is. So Rosalina is a new oil to us here at Sage, a new essential oil that we love for so many reasons. So it's very, very comparable in both its smell and its effect to eucalyptus. So when you think about eucalyptus being fantastic for breathing support, for the respiratory system, Rosalina also has those same properties, but there's one very big difference. It's Rosalina is kid safe. So it's a child-friendly essential oil. Eucalyptus is not recommended for children. The simplest way to explain it is it's just too strong. But this version here, being child safe for any kid over the age of 2, is fantastic because you can still experience those benefits. So again, just helping to support cough and cold season, the way you think about everything from a sore throat, just sort of like a sore chest, any of the ways that we sort of manifest cough and cold symptoms, this is going to be your kid's best friend heading into the fall and the winter. So Rosalina, that was the first oil that I mentioned. It has that camphorous, that really fresh, almost a touch of medicinal smell. The second ingredient is tea tree, so another well-known essential oil, very cleansing, very deodorizing. The third ingredient's lavender. Gentle, well tolerated by most people, very balancing. So this is a product that I'll say big kids like myself have really been enjoying. So the way I love to use this is on the throat. So I just like to paint a nice coat here onto the throat, particularly before a meeting or a session like this. If I know I'm going to be doing a lot of talking, I find it just really soothing in this area. Another way I'm enjoying using it is just a touch on my finger and then I rub it under the nose. For me, that gives me, just when I breathe it in, I get just like a quick little hit there of something that's very clearing, very freshening, and just helps me feel like I'm going to be staying well. So that's product number one in the kit. Number two is a product from our core collection. This is our hand sanitizer. So a nice mini little version, which I'm so excited about because this is what I've been waiting for a really long time. We launched this sanitizer earlier this year. We've had nothing but rave reviews from our community, that's myself included, and now having a really fantastic little mini size here that I can take on the go is everything I've been waiting for. So I'll share just a bit about the product. We're looking at a 68% ethyl alcohol, so an ethanol alcohol, so that's a grain alcohol. This is a product that we have licensed and registered both in Canada and in the United States. Here in Canada, this is a natural health product, For our friends in the US, this would be registered as an OTC through the FDA. So really celebrating just our partnership with the governing regulatory bodies in both countries. Two of the other ingredients I love in the formula. Number one is aloe vera. So very skin conditioning, really skin softening. When you think about just the extra sort of exposure that your hands get from a product like Sanitizer, this is a great way to just add a little bit of moisture back to the formula. And then one of my very favorite essential oils, which is lime. So think about something bright, something fresh. Lime is cleansing, it's deodorizing, so a really great addition to the formula. So just like this, I always give my products a little bit of a shake, just one or two mists to the hands, and then you're just going to rub the product in. One of my personal favorite things about this product is just how quickly it absorbs. I haven't been a fan of the gel sanitizers over the last 2 years. I just don't like that extra added layer of something on the skin that takes a while to absorb. So I find that with these spray sanitizers, it's just absorbing quickly, but you know you have full coverage and protection. So that's our, oops, there goes my lid. That's going to be our first kit, the Be Well Buddies. So again, your mini sanitizer, your mini roll-on, and then just coming in this really cute little zippered bag. So that's product number one. Next, we're going to move over today to talk about a couple of roll-ons, and these are included in a really cute kit called At Your Desk. So I'll just show you the bar from both sides there. So starting just with the bar itself, it's got this gorgeous marbled poly resin. So you have a little bit of that black and white marbling. I love something that looks classic, that looks timeless. Anytime we introduce a product that I can use in my home as just sort of a decor piece, it really helps me just feel more inclined to keep this visible, to keep this in my space, and then of course to be using the products throughout the day. So it's called At Your Desk. You can think about that in a couple of ways. Number one, you might be a student, you might be studying, you're getting some assignments done. This might just be a part of your work from home setup, or you can take this to your office as well. So I'm going to chat through the 3 roll-ons that are included and tell you a little bit about how to use them. So number one, we're starting with stress reliefs. So who among us cannot say that they've been experiencing stress over these last couple of years? When I talk about stress, I think about it in 2 different ways. So for some people, stress is more about physical manifestation. That can be things like clenching your jaw, a little bit of grinding of the teeth, even you're holding your shoulders really tight. And for others, stress is more about emotional or mental manifestations. So that might mean things like racing thoughts, sort of like nervous chatter, just more of a busy mind. This product is fantastic for addressing both of those. So the key ingredient in the formula is lavender. Lavender is the most well-known essential oil, fantastic for inviting peace, for inviting calm. It's gentle, it's well tolerated by most people in most circumstances, so it makes sense to see it show up in a product related to stress. Another key ingredient is orange. So orange is really great for boosting the mood. And when I think about boosting or sort of lifting, I don't necessarily mean a physical lift of energy. It's more in the idea that orange is great for helping lift heavy energies. So maybe you're feeling sad, a little bit down in the dumps, even stress, just the way it helps you, or it encourages you rather, to sort of like bring yourself inward and to feel a little bit of, stress. This is going to help bring you back out. So orange is just going to lift you. It's going to give you a little bit of a fresh perspective, a little bit of a sunny disposition. Another great ingredient in the blend is geranium. Geranium's a hormone balancer, so when you think about stress, you're out of center. Something has sort of moved out of balance in the body and you want to bring it back into that homeostasis. So this is a fantastic product to support in that regard. So many different ways to use a beautiful sort of floral herbal product like stress release. So I love particularly the temples, the forehead. I'm a big fan here along the jawline. Again, that's if you're sort of holding stress there. Over the throat, over the chest, you really have a lot of options when it comes to this formula. So that's number one. Number two is called Eater's Digest. For our friends in the United States, you'll know this product as Gutsy. So licensed here in Canada as a digestion easing remedy, I think about this product as being fantastic for supporting any sort of discomfort that starts in the stomach. So think about even things like an upset stomach, heartburn, nausea, anything in which, again, you're just not feeling well from that stomach area. Something else I'd like to consider when I'm educating about this product is that it's not always discomfort that comes from food. It's that a lot of us actually hold stress in the gut. So for some of us, that's something like that butterflies or that sort of nervous feeling, and that causes discomfort in the stomach. So it's not always coming from something that we ate or something that we drank, but a lot of times it just can sort of manifest itself there physically as well. So the key ingredient in the formula is sweet fennel. Sweet fennel is recognized just throughout the world for its fantastic digestive abilities. So it's powerful in this sense. It has a little bit of that licorice smell. So if you know that smell, more of like a black licorice, it's sort of familiar in that sense. So similar in scent and a little bit in property as well. So very great for just soothing the physical manifestations of discomfort. Two other key ingredients are peppermint and Roman chamomile. So think how many times throughout your life someone has suggested to you to have a cup of tea to sort of settle the stomach or settle the nerves. And I know for me, I am one of those people who hold stress in the gut. So those ingredients I find to be very calming, just very gentle, and again, soothing. So that's something that you can think about sort of throughout your day, however this is manifesting for you. I find this product specifically, I like to apply just directly to the stomach area. So you can roll onto the body. Some people prefer to roll into the hand and then massage, whatever feels great for you. And then I'm also a fan of just that little touch on the finger and again under the nose, particularly if I'm feeling something like nausea from morning sickness, from motion sickness, like any way in which you're just feeling again a little bit off. That can be a really great way to just give you a little bit of a breath and get you going again. That's product number 2. And then the third roll-on, this is a product called Quick Study. For our friends in the US, you'll know this product as Brainstorm. And I find this is a product we don't talk about quite enough. I was thinking about it this morning when I was sort of preparing for the session that I haven't really had the opportunity to share this product with you. So it's been in our assortment for a very, very long time. It was formulated initially to really help support mental acuity, focus, concentration, any time in which you feel that you're just sort of having difficulty sort of staying on task or staying in the moment. So this can sort of look two ways as well. I think about school. So whether this is, jumping class to class, assignment to assignment, like you just feel really busy. And then I think about this as work. So same sort of thing. We're just inundated, we're saturated, whether it's our emails or our phones, and it's dings and, it sounds and chimes. And I just feel that that can be overwhelming for a lot of us. And that can, again, get the mind racing, get the thoughts sort of moving, and it's really difficult to stay in our lane. So this is a product that's really, really great at helping to bring you back into center, bring you into some stillness, and then just think about the ways that you can stay on task. Lemon is one of your key ingredients here. Very bright, really fresh, also helps to support that sunny disposition. There's an oil in the formula called myrtle. Myrtle is great for a fatigued mind. So if you're feeling a little bit lethargic or sort of slumping throughout the day, or when you're trying to complete a task, this can be really great at giving you that little bit of up. It also has orange and geranium. We've talked about some of their benefits. Cedarwood is another fantastic oil in this blend. So I like to think about it in terms of the way that it helps to ground. It's deeply stabilizing for the body. So bringing you from the chatter up here, just sort of down. And then a very, very wonderful essential oil called Clary Sage. Clary Sage in aromatherapy, it's known as a euphoric. And what that means is that it has a powerful effect on the mind. So when you're looking for something to help invite stillness, Clary Sage is a fantastic oil to use. So I'm not necessarily thinking about sleep or sedation. It's not that type of stillness. It's the idea of bringing acuity. So that focus piece that we're craving if we're using a product like this. So think about rolling this on anywhere that feels good for you intuitively. I think maybe about the temples. The wrists is great as well if you want to do just a quick little smell throughout the day. My favorite little tip there, under the finger or on the finger and under the nose, a great way to sort of suggest use for a product like this. So this one again is called At Your Desk and available just like this. And all three of the roll-ons are actually sold individually as well if there's one that sort of stands out to you the most. And then next we're going to talk about diffusing. So if you've heard any of my sessions, you know how passionate I am about diffusing year round, but there's something about this transition, this summer to fall time. I'm thinking about cozy, I'm thinking about comfort. Even this morning when I was getting dressed, I mentioned it's just a little bit chilly here in Vancouver, and I selected, something that felt cozy and comfortable to me in a little bit of a warmer sweater, something that different than I've been wearing throughout the summertime. And so in that vein, when I think about diffusion, I sort of move in that same direction where my palette is changing, my taste and my preferences are changing for the way that I want to sort of diffuse scent through the fall time. So I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite diffusers. First off, this here is the Aroma Ohms Stone. So it's got this beautiful, gorgeous, classic colorway here. I like to say it's sort of like a slate gray, and it's made from a really nice, strong, and durable cement. So you can hear when I tap it, it's got that solid piece to it there. So that's your outer cover. And then inside your diffuser looks just like this. So this is what we call a secondary cap. It's just a plastic piece that is really important to the unit. We'll talk about that more in a moment. And then this is your tank. So look down deep inside, that little circle there in the bottom, that's your ultrasonic disc. So that little guy is what really helps create the mist that you see move through the unit. So deep down in the lower part here is where you have your motor. That disc is what helps break up water molecules, essential oil molecules, creating that fine, cool mist that we then see dispersed in the air. Right here on the front, I'm going to point out here what says water level. Very, very important, not just for this diffuser, but for all of your diffusers. You always want to ensure you're going just to the water level line. I even prefer to go just a touch below. The reason for that is once you replace a secondary cap like this, you actually need water here in your tank and space. So when we go only to this line, it allows for enough space here for the mist to be created. Of course, the disc has sort of that push, and that's what's going to push up through our vessel here, and then you see the mist come out into the air. If you don't have enough space here in the tank because you've overfilled the water, a couple of things can happen. Number one, you can have leakage or spillage, and that can really damage your unit. The other piece is that you can cause a malfunction. The motor here, it starts to work really hard. It can even start to overheat a little bit, and it's not able to allow that mist to escape because there's not enough space in the tank. So not to be scary about it, but just to really help you understand how to optimally use your diffuser, always go just to or just below the water fill line. What you would do then, just replace your cap here. With this unit in particular, you have a couple of options, and this is why I love it. So number one, the small button here on the left, this is your optional LED light feature. So it's not strong enough to be something like a night light, but it's more of an ambiance, so sort of setting a mood or a vibe in a space. You can run it off or on. And then the larger button here on the right, this is the one that controls the unit. So this offers a continuous or an intermittent setting. So continuous means you've pressed your button once. This is going to run for about 3 hours until the water tank empties. And then intermittent would mean you press your button a second time and you go into a really cool functionality that's 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. So that's going to allow for your water tank to run a little bit longer. You're going to get closer to about 6 hours of runtime. And I just really love this idea of giving your nose a little bit of a break. So when you have that beautiful burst of natural fragrance, then you have a little bit of a break and it comes back on again. To me, it just helps me enjoy the experience for a longer period of time and actually keeps it a little bit fresher in my breathing space. Of course, if we are going to talk about a diffuser, I'm going to introduce two of my personal favorite diffuser blends for, like I said, this sort of transitional time. The first is Quick Study. So again, Brainstorm for our friends in the US, this is the diffuser blend version of what we talked about as the roll-on. And what you'll often hear us refer to at Sage, we call it layering. And layering is the idea of using different product formats to really have a sustained experience. So the roll-on is a product I can use topically on my body, and then this is a product I would use for diffusing in the air and giving me a little bit of a different experience. So you have the option to use them together or separate. This is an oil that I like to diffuse first thing in the morning. So when I'm looking to just sort of get my day started, to really set the tone for what my work day is going to look like, I'll diffuse this. I like to do a little bit less with this blend. I start with maybe about 6 to 8 drops of oil. That's a personal preference for me. We'd say the highest you want to go is in that 10 to 15 range, really particularly depending on the size of your room. So if you have a larger open space, feel free to play with a little bit more drops, but I always like to say you can start small because you can add but you can't subtract. So if you know that you want to sort of enhance your scent experience, you can add a few more drops, but it doesn't work in the reverse way. So there's been times when I've used too much oil in my diffuser and then I'm like, oh, that's a bit too strong for what I was intending. So this one, like I said, I go a little bit lighter, and that's just how I prefer it in the home. But it makes me feel alert, it makes me feel awake, I feel refreshed, I feel boosted, and then particularly when I'm looking to sort of hone in on something and just get my focus and my concentration on, that's where I start. So think of those same ingredients: lemon, myrtle, orange, cedarwood, and again, that really powerful Clary Sage. And then the second blend I brought, the final product we're going to talk about today, this is called Immune. And for our friends in the United States, you'll know this product as Fortified Breeze. So this has been a well-loved diffuser blend in our collection for many, many years. We also offer this product as a roll-on. We have it as a bath salt. It's in a number of different product formats for a reason. So when I think about this seasonal change, I think about staying on top of my wellness. I am not looking to get myself introduced to any extra germs. I'm not looking for a cough or a cold at this time of year. I really like to think about moving back indoors and sort of you're closing your windows and your doors. You don't have as much access to fresh air. And I think about keeping the air in my space feeling awesome. So a couple of ingredients. Number one, eucalyptus. We talked about that as the breathing oil, so just really supportive of your respiratory system. Tea tree, cleansing, deodorizing, really freshening, great for just keeping the air in your space, feeling good. Think about that stale sort of feeling you get when you can't open the windows or you don't have as much fresh air. I find this is great at helping to relieve that. There's a touch of pine in the formula. Think about taking a walk in the forest. That's literally a natural filtration system. Air purification straight from the forest. So that woody note from pine. There's lemon in the formula. It's cleansing, it's deodorizing, it's bright. I think you can really see a bit of a trend here in the way that I'm describing these ingredients. The final ingredient is thyme. Thyme is a well-studied essential oil in aromatherapy for its antibacterial property. So fantastic, again, for cleansing and deodorizing. Sometimes it sounds funny because I just say those words so many times, but it really is an effective formula in that sense. So when I'm looking for a little bit of that spring cleaning vibe, but more, I guess, a fall cleaning vibe, when I want to just feel well, when I want to be on top of feeling, if I'm feeling a bit run down or I'm starting to just get that sluggish feeling, I go straight to my Immune Diffuser blend and just kind of give myself a bit of a boost. So that, my friends, is all of the products that I have for us today. As always, my favorite thing to do is to chat over in the comments section. So feel free to leave any questions, comments, feedback you have about any of the products that I talked about today. I want to mention that everything we looked at is part of our core collection with the exception of this kit. So the Be Well Buddies, again, is just a limited edition kit. I really can't suggest enough getting your hands on this before we sell through, whether or not it's for your children or just for yourself. It's a really great supportive formula. And then you have, again, that little travel size for the hand sanitizer. So thank you for your time. Thanks for joining this morning. Please keep your eyes and ears peeled to our social media channels. We will be announcing some up and coming sessions over the next few weeks. A really great array of products will be joining our assortment. Have a great weekend, everyone. Take care. We'll see you soon. Bye.